Are you ready for a swim? Because today, well, we've got a date with the new BYD Shark. Asan yung spear gun natin? In the last 12 months, BYD Cars Philippines has been making massive waves. And that's perhaps apt because a lot of their models are named after sea creatures in the ocean series, just like the BYD Shark 6 DMO, a truck that is very much electrified. BYD, or Build Your Dreams, started out as a major battery manufacturer over in Shenzhen, China. But they found out that, hey, our batteries are going to work well powering this EV revolution we've got going on right now. Whether you're looking at a pure EV or a hybrid, or in the case of these, the DMO and DMI series, they're gonna work very well. They were very well poised to really present their technology in many shapes and sizes. Pickup truck enthusiasts, they love the boxy designs, and BYD certainly interprets that very well in the Shark 6 DMO. You can see it with the front. It's very boxy, very brawny, and very wide. That's something we do appreciate in this class of vehicle. BYD spelled out there just as the letters, not the full name. You've also got this full width LED bar that C-clamps around the headlights. The LED headlights, by the way, of course, automatic and all that stuff. It'll do a lot of things if only we can try it out, because it's broad daylight right now. You can see the way the hood is. It's a pretty much black one in this example, but you've got this big shroud there, the cowling, which extends further out. We don't normally see that in a lot of pickup trucks. 18-inch wheels with the highway terrain tires. But what's really interesting here, you see the size of the vehicle? This is almost 5.5 meters long and nearly 2 meters tall. I mean, that's a lot of height in this vehicle, but getting in and out is going to be very easy because you've got these side steps here, making it very easy for you to just get up in there and maneuver your vehicle. Up top, we've got a set of functional roof rails and very aptly a shark fin antenna, fashion bar here in the back. But you can see with the back, it also looks very good with BYD over there and your LED lights here. The bumper, very robust, and it's got lights and a lowered step and an already exposed toe point there where you can mount a ball so you can haul a trailer. That's something you can really do with this. Now, to open this tailgate, it's very unique because you press it up here twice and it just drops down, and it's soft the way it goes down there. It's not slamming down onto the level of the bed. And speaking of the bed, the dimensions of this, even with this closed, it's 61 inches over there and 60 inches at the widest point and 47 inches at the narrowest point. That's very interesting because that means it can carry most of the pallet sizes, because the Euro pallet is a smaller one. Then you can also do the US style of pallet. That's something you want if you want to load on stuff. But if you're the type of customer who's going to use this for, let's say, camping, overlanding, that kind of thing, it'll really work well for you. Because if you look here, you've got your own power outlet there. It's a V2L. Remember, this is an electrified vehicle. This can provide up to 6 kilowatts of power. That's 6,000 watts. That's a lot of power that you're gonna need, like, for any kind of camping trip. I mean, what's the wattage of a refrigerator? They're usually like under 2,000, right? If you look underneath the bed of the BYD Shark 6 DMO, you'll spot that it has independent rear suspension. Actually, double wishbone rear suspension and double wishbone up in front. But that's not really the secret sauce, because the secret with the BYD is that they're perfecting their platform. They're rethinking how they package it. Because if you look at a pickup truck, there's not much space to be able to fit a lot of things, unlike in an SUV. You have to be very clever about your design. So, independent suspension here, you have to have a fuel tank and a battery pack with charging on the right side and fuel door on the left. Got a battery under here, which is about 29.5 kilowatts. Then you have your engine here, and let me open the engine now. So we have to pull this twice to expose the 1.5 liter engine that is at the heart of the BYD Shark 6 DMO. And it's got a nice gas lift there. So yes, 1.5 liter engine, and it's got 184 PS and a decent amount of torque. But the real magic here is the dual motor all-wheel drive system. We can't stress how much of a challenge it is to fit a range extender and then dual motors, independent suspension front and rear, a battery, a fuel tank, charging port, and fuel door all in one. That is something very unique. And when it comes to power, you've got 435 PS and 650 Newton meters of torque. I mean, is there a pickup truck in this category that can do 650? I don't think so. Whenever I do these walkarounds, unboxings, I avoid watching videos from other countries of the same vehicle because I want you guys to see my reaction, my initial reaction to the interior. And this one is it's certainly above and beyond what I was expecting. So you look at the dashboard aesthetic. It's black, gray, and got this orange trim there. Same with the AC vents. It looks very neat. And by the way, it's soft touch all around. Soft touch here, even at the grab handles here. On the doors, it even has this little raised portion here, and you can rest your elbow on it. It's very comfortable. Again, soft touch on a lot of the materials here. And then it's got this very nice dual screen layout. So you got a 10.25 here for your pretty much driver displays. And you've also got a heads-up display over here, which is rather big. It means this is not a tray. Don't block this. Don't put anything there. It's a heads-up display. So now onto the steering wheel. You've got this 2-spoke, even though it looks like a 4-spoke because the 2-spoke here, and then you've got this kind of hanging. It's not connected, which is different. We've never seen that on any vehicle before. And it's got these fangs here, which again, befitting a Shark. But you've got your drive modes here. Eco, normal, and sport, typical, and then your terrain modes here on the right side. So right now we're in sand, muddy land, snow field. On the left side of the steering wheel, you've got D-Pilot, or basically BYD's advanced driver assistance systems. So you got your adaptive cruise control, which you control right here. Excellent on the highway. The screen here houses a lot of the functions of the vehicle when it comes to connectivity. So in typical BYD fashion, it can rotate from portrait to landscape and vice versa, depending on what you prefer. But if you're going to use your, let's say, Android Auto or smartphone mirroring, you're going to have to be in the landscape mode. This is Android Auto right now, and you can also go to the Apple CarPlay depending on what phone you're using. And by the way, it's wireless, which is why my phone right now is sitting on this charger, the wireless charger on the left side of the console. And by the way, it's a fast wireless charger, which I really like, and it's got cooling vents right here to help keep my phone cool while it's charging. But what I'm really geeking out over is this right here. So the console. So for example, you've got the dual handles here, very nice. The cup holders here with the orange trim, but it's this control panel that they've got going on, which is very unique in this class. So it's got your transmission control, right? So the transmission control, pop it into D, you can put it into park and all that, and you put it into reverse, and the 360 camera comes up. And then you've got all the other controls for the vehicle. For one, to start the vehicle, you step on the brake and then press this. This is the start stop, the ignition right there, or actually the on, depending on the battery charge or the state of charge of your vehicle. And then you've got your EV HEV mode. So you press that, it'll cut out the engine. So right now we're in EV mode using the batteries while we're sitting here filming this. Hazard button here, I mean that's normal stuff. On the right, you've got your auto start stop button here, meaning it deactivates the auto start stop while in traffic. But what's also neat here, it's got a tailgate release button right here. And listen for it. And then, hear that? That's the tailgate coming down and opening up if you want to load something in the back. Comes down nice and gentle because of that gas assist system they got going on there. If you're gonna hitch a ride in the BYD Shark 6 DMO, it's very easy. For one, getting in and out, like I showed you earlier, very easy because of the side step and the grab handle here and the hook here if you wanna hang something over here while you're going out and buying stuff. But the space is very wide if you notice. It's nice and wide for 3 people, but if you don't need 3 people, you can have this folded down. This is a center armrest, which will give you more comfort while you're cruising along. And there's plenty of leg room here, storage, and also 2 AC vents to 230 volt outlet, yes, 230 volt, which runs on the V2L function of this, just like the one on the trunk. USB and USB-C charging, seat back pockets, and all that stuff. Now remember what I said about the packaging of the BYD Shark 6 DMO? They have to be clever in how they position everything to be able to fit all the systems in the vehicle. For one, underneath the rear seat, you'll find an inverter charger over there, which is why you should not step on that. And then you have your 12-volt battery right here, which is unusual. Again, that's something you don't really see in a lot of vehicles, for it to be underneath this seat. Now you can also access some of the tools and equipment right here if we fold down this, which becomes a nice tray over there, a nice flat space for you to put stuff. Just make sure that it's not too heavy. It even has a warning there, don't use a suitcase on here. Light stuff will do. Some space there for your jack, your tools, all the stuff you'll need while you're on the go. Anyways, enough talking, let's get to some driving. So they've got actually two different courses here set up. One is the off-road course and one is the faster dirt course. So first we're gonna try the off-road course and we're gonna test a few of the qualities of the vehicle. So for one, it's got a maximum angle, rollover angle of 45 degrees. We're not gonna exceed that today because right now there, maybe 30-ish. So I'm just modulating the brake here because the vehicle is more than willing to try to get out of a jam. You just have to manage the brakes because, again, being that it's primarily electrically driven with the motors in front and rear, you've got pretty much all the torque you need available to you. And it's just about managing the brakes more than managing the throttle. So right now we're gonna go over these. I think these are more like angled humps, really tall angled humps, by the way. And it's a good opportunity to test the 230 millimeter ground clearance of the vehicle. And right now, it's not skidding, and we don't intend to skid, or at least to, smash the bash plate and the underbody protection, which this one has quite a lot of. Hey, we cleared it. Maybe we should have some more lunch so we can lower the ground clearance a little bit more. There's an approach for a little bit of water wading. Now, the coated wading depth of this is 700 millimeters, and I'm not sure if that's that deep, but it should be pretty close. I mean, I hear it's just over the center line of the tires. So right now, that's fun. I mean, where I live over in Cainta, this is gonna make a lot of sense, being able to wade through water this deep. We approach here a set of elephant holes. We're gonna do a bit of axle twisting, and we're dipping the front right in. See, we're on a teeter-totter. And it's just about managing, it's really just about managing the throttle and the brake, actually more of the brake than anything else. So you just dip it in there, steer a bit more to the right, there you go. So all well and good there. No issues, not even any scraping. See? That's a pretty aggressive angle. And I can feel the tires, the front right, whichever tire is dipping in, trying to look for grip, and that's the traction control working there for you. So now this is what we've been waiting for. We're gonna go a little bit faster on the rally cross track. So BYD Shark 6 has 400 plus horsepower and 650 Newton meters of torque. And then now we approach here, we brake, we try to get it there. It likes to go sideways. Oh. Now here, tightens, and then try to get it to pitch out. Whoa. And then tight over here. Boy, you can feel the traction of the system. I mean, it's trying to allocate the torque to the tire that can use it, and it gets it a little bit sideways and makes it a lot of fun. So that's the BYD Shark 6 DMO. But now let's go through some numbers. For EV range, 100 kilometers pure EV without using the engine. If we combine the engine and the EV range, you've got 800. But that's not all, because BYD Cars Philippines, together with a pair of drivers that we know and trust, were able to exceed that. They were able to do 1,114.3 kilometers of overall range in an actual test in a northern loop. Impressive stuff with the Shark 6 DMO. Now we come to warranties. You've got long warranties in this one, including for the battery. More importantly, you've got lower operating costs, because over a 5-year period, BYD Cars Philippines quotes just under 100,000 pesos, around 99,000 thereabouts, over a 5-year period. So if you compute it, that's pretty affordable to keep one of these up and running. And of course, you've got your fuel economy to help you along. Now for the most important bit, it's the price. The BYD Shark 6 DMO is priced at, well, it's right here. Or is it here? Somewhere over there. You'll get the price, and I hear it's going to be very competitive. But don't just take my word for it. Test drive one for yourself over this weekend just beside Ayala Mall's Manila Bay. They've got a huge course set up here where you can test out the dirt driving capabilities, the way it feels on asphalt, and you can go off-road testing out what the BYD Shark 6 DMO can do. Man, that's a lot of things happening in just a few minutes. Maybe we should do some more driving, because this is a pretty fun vehicle to go off-roading in.